Hey guys, Joebizz34 back again, aka Ron. I've been quiet for the last couple weeks because, like I said when I did my last Jason video, that I had to actually finish making something new before I could do more videos. And right now I have a lot of Hot Toys figures that a couple of them that are on pre-order. They're not going to be released for a while, so I don't have any Hot Toys reviews to do for right now. But here's one that I just finished up, and this is John McClane, aka Bruce Willis from the original Die Hard. And as you can see here, he's finished. I just finished him up, and you can see a lot of detail I put in him. Now, I have to give a shout out and credit to a few people. There's you see the base. Now, you can see here the feet, just as far as getting into the detail, get really close. Alright, there you go, there's his feet. Okay, you can see it weathered up. I'm going to eventually bloody the feet up a little more, and then I'm going to either get a decal, or I have some material that I'm going to try to mimic broken glass, to mimic the scene when he cut his feet. So I'm going to put broken glass on there and then maybe add some more blood. So I'm either going to do that. If I get a decal, then I'd probably want to just keep the decal clean. So I might make like an extra custom base then, but I haven't decided yet. So anyway, but I do have to give a shout out to certain people. First off, Marf Master, and I've already, he's already, I talked to him through the Sideshow forums. He has a very brilliantly done, professionally looking done Bruce Willis, the same figure basically in head sculpt that was done by Nathan, aka Silent Surfer, who, if anybody's in this collecting world, knows who he is. And he did a fantastic job. So he showed pictures on his thread, and then Marf actually showed his own pics of the same figure on his thread, but it's the same figure that Silent Surfer actually painted for him, that he commissioned him for. So I was able to use those pictures for reference, and I basically loved the finished product, and I wanted to mimic it. So I basically used his pictures to kind of help make mine. So, matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? It's a little dark on this side. Let me see if I can get on this side real quick. I might stop the video and then switch the snack table around so we can get better lighting here. Okay, and then I'll finish going over the rest of the details. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. There you go. Now you can see it's a little bit shifted on the other side, so I figured the lighting is working for me a little better on this side. So let me just start off by saying the head sculpt was done by a guy. His name is Z Sculptor. I guess it's supposed to be like a play on sculptor, but it's Z instead of S. So I just say Z Sculptor, but I'm probably saying it wrong. But anyway, he's the one that sculpted and crafted this beautiful likeness to Bruce Willis. So I got the head there. I needed the neck cut off to put on this new muscular Hot Toys body. So I got the help of Ski Man. He gave me some help with that. And some tips and advice along with that. So thank you, Ski Man. And the rest, the painting and everything is me. I used airbrushing. I went all out with this one. I wanted to really try to, make a respectable, if I was going to mimic somebody who made a great custom of him, I wanted to at least, come close or make it respectable. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be worth, showing. So you can see I have a lot of dirt and flesh tones, airbrushing, and some dry brushing in there too. And then I did airbrush some. I went nuts with the airbrush this time. I want to learn the airbrush better. So I airbrushed most of his face, and the weathering you see on it, like the black and all the dirt and some of that, was airbrushed. And then I went over a little dry brushing, a little weathered with a handheld brush, with like some details, some varnish, as you can see, to give him like a sweaty look in certain spots. I don't know if it's too. I don't know if you can see. I don't know if I can get that close. That's about as close as I can get with these lenses. So you can see like on the forehead a little bit where his cut is on the blood in the eyes. Now the cigarette, as you can see, I tried to imitate it being lit, so I put a little orange on the color at the end of the cigarette, and then I did use cotton, similar to the trick. If people have seen my Mac Ready custom and the video that's on my YouTube channel, also like this one. I used the cotton trick for the fire, a little bit of the flame coming out of the flamethrower. So it's the same idea, just a lot smaller and less amount of cotton. It was very tedious, but I'm very happy with it. If you really look at it from certain angles, it does look like smoke lingering up from the flame. So that was just a little added touch I wanted to do. That's my own thing. There you see I have his straps. He's got his you know, the right gun that he had in the machine gun that he used in the film. Weathered it a little bit just to give it a little bit more of a, you know, dusty, dirty look instead of just the flat black plastic look that it comes with. Here's his arm. Okay, there's his handgun. As you can see, I dirtied up his knuckles, added some blood and dirt there. Here's his handgun. And here's his arm. As you can see, some blood and scratches, bruising I did on the arm. And leading up to here, some more blood, some dirt and sweat all in there. I don't think the camera's picking up all the sweat. That, you know, there's some more medium gloss varnish on there. And then there's the tattoo. I tried to get that tattoo as close as possible to his real tattoo that Bruce Willis actually has, and it's between his shoulder and his bicep area. So because it's a decal, I didn't want to put it right, you know, where there's a groove there. So I put it like right underneath. So it's close enough, but it blends in really well. It's a water decal. You dip it in water and you peel it right off and put it on. You got to be, it's delicate. You got to be careful, but once it's on, it looks really good. And then once you blend it in and round it, you can't even tell it's a decal. It looks like it's on the skin. And that's a big shout out to Charles Hughey, I believe his name is, Hughey. So thanks to Charles, he's the one that supplied me with the tattoo. He makes them, so you know, you can look him up on the Sideshow Freaks forum if you want one for yourself. And there's the rest. You can see the blood and the stain and stuff like that. So the shirt, I also mimicked, like I said, I mimicked the coloring. I tried to follow the paint scheme of the one that Silent Surfer did for Morph Master. So this is, you know, pretty close, not exact, but close. Like where it's a white tank top, it's a, you know, wife beater like they call it, but weathered up to look sweaty and dirty, and a little blood stain in the middle there. And I tried to mimic that too. If you see by his neck, there's the dirt and there's like the blood there, you know, so it's kind of like seeping down into his shirt. And then the most messiest part right here is his gash that he had in this side of the arm right there. So I actually cut the doll, I cut the figure into the figure with a knife to give it that cut gash look, and then followed up with some dirt and blood. So it's coming out and it's pouring all the way down in his arm and onto his watch and right down to where he's holding his little walkie. I couldn't find the exact walkie that he looked like in the movie, so this walkie he's holding, I weathered up a little. It's actually, I think, considered a cell phone that I bought on eBay, but it actually has the smaller walkie look close to what he used in the movie. Morph Master doesn't remember where he got his. He has one that looks almost exactly like the one he used in the film, which is close to this shape. So this isn't quite it, but close enough. And there's the watch. Let me see if I can zoom in a little more there. Okay, there you go. See the watch, which is close to what he was wearing. And then finally, there's the markings on his arm that I actually took. I took a permanent marker, a thin permanent marker, and actually drew that on myself. He's got the lines, the dashes. He's keeping track, and then he's got written there. If you can see, if I can turn the camera upside down, it says Hans and with an underline and then Carl. And once again, thanks to Morph Master, he sent me a screenshot, I guess what he used, that shows exactly, you know, the markings on the arm, so I could mimic that. And like I said, the biggest challenge was the eyes. I'm still learning how to do eyes better. They're not perfect, but once again, you know, Ski Man helped me with some tips that I'm trying to utilize. And I didn't get the eyes, you know, perfect, but for me, they're a big improvement, and that's my biggest weakness right now. I have to confess. I mean, I was a lot better. I used to do model kits years ago, and I was a lot better at painting faces and flesh tones. I didn't realize how much I needed to, you know, that I forgot until I started doing human faces again, and I realized that work needed to be done. So I'm getting there. I'm getting back to where I was with my old model, you know, 1/6 building days, and I hope to perfect the eyes and all that much better in the future. Yeah, you see the belt and the pants, all to mimic what he's got. So that's it. There is my Die Hard Bruce Willis custom. All right, and that's it for me for now. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be back soon with a lot more. I got a lot of stuff coming up, okay? Peace out, guys. See you later.